you indicated that there were in fact ALAS materials that were designed and printed and produced down there, right?
This was one of them, yes.
And that's particularly when you were president, right?
Yes.
And you, at times, based on that invoice from Flagship, Exhibit 42, at times sent materials out to be printed to an outside vendor that you would charge ALAS for, right?
That is correct, ma'am.
And that happened on occasion where an outside vendor would produce the materials, is that right?
I remember this one time.
And sir, there were times that these jobs were produced in-house in the Lawrence Public School District, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And now, ALAS, I mean, you put it on your credit card, but ALAS ultimately paid Flagship for that production work, that printing work, right?
Alice paid me.
Paid you, I'm sorry,
That's correct.
but, okay, but through you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you agree with me, sir, that in these two binders that were in your office, that you put together, I'm referring to exhibit number 105 and exhibit number 110, the two binders in your office, you agree with me that there is not one invoice to Lawrence Public Schools for payment for materials, right?
I guess not, ma'am, if that's what you're saying.
There's reimbursement, to the Lawrence Public Schools by Alice for shipping materials, right, for shipping those materials from LPS to whatever destination they were going to. Isn't that's true, right?
I don't know what you're referring to, ma'am.
Well, I'm talking about the reimbursements to the public school district. When you were president, there were payments or reimbursements to the district for shipping materials of Alice.
I haven't seen the invoice, I suppose. I haven't seen the invoice showing to me what shipping materials, I guess.
And there were invoices to Lawrence Public Schools for phone, right? They had a phone. Alice had a phone.
Yeah, Alice paid for that phone.
Right. They paid for that phone.
That was for the administrative assistant, Rafael Montenegro.
Right. Worked out of our house, right?
That's correct, ma'am, in Texas.
And but once again, sir, you agree with me that those binders, nor are there any existing payments or reimbursements to Lawrence Public Schools for the materials that were designed and produced at 237 Essex Street.
Whatever I saw is what I can attest to, ma'am, yes.
So, oh. And you'd agree with me during the course of your presidency for Alice that there were a number of materials that you've seen during the course of this trial that were designed and produced at the Lawrence Public Schools at your direction, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And these binders, sir, Exhibit 105 and 110, you put those together. You kept track, as you were president, you kept track of bills coming in and out, right?
My people, yeah, I pretty much got those together, that's correct.
In the invoice that you created with John Lorenzo for Image Publishing for $6,900, which he testified to, you got a kickback, does not appear in those binders. Isn't that true?
I never got a kickback, ma'am.
It doesn't appear in those binders,
I
does
never
it?
got a kickback, ma'am.
I'm asking you the question, sir. Does that invoice appear in those
I
binders?
never got a kickback, ma'am.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
there's a question.
Go ahead.
Ask the question again.
That invoice from Image Publishing doesn't appear in either one of those binders. Isn't that true?
I saw it here, I don't know.
Well, John Lorenzo testified to it, but it's not in the binders. Isn't that true?
Ma'am, I don't know where that invoice came. I figured, I got it was taken out of there, I don't know. And then, I put everything in those binders that belong to the organization.
That invoice isn't in there, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And you agree, sir, that these invoices that John Lorenzo billed Alice for, there were 3, isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And there were more jobs he did for Alice at your direction, isn't that true?
Beyond 2007,
That wasn't my question. He did more than 3 jobs for Alice that he didn't bill for, isn't that true?
yes.
And when he was billed, you wanted to be sure, as you stated on direct examination, that Mr. Lorenzo got paid, isn't that true?
When he billed, yeah.
There was no discussion about the Lawrence Public Schools getting paid for their materials, right? There was no discussion about that.
I just signed invoices before, ma'am.
Well, I'll ask you about that. So you testified in direct examination, you just got a packet of documents and you just signed your name to them. You didn't look, you just signed them.
Like most CEOs do, yes.
Most CEOs,
The chief executive officer will have a pile of work that comes at them every day. That was the procedure, yes, ma'am.
so you couldn't be bothered to take the time to look through each of those documents, right?
There were other things more pressing, and I trusted the people around me. I signed it.
More pressing? Well, isn't the budget a pressing issue?
They had gone through the channels, through the complete side of the business side of the district, and I trusted those people when they signed off.
Financially strapped city like the city of Lawrence, isn't the budget a priority, sir?
It will always be, ma'am, yes.
Mark Rivera, your special assistant, you hired him to be your assistant. He was to be with you, right?
Yes.
That position was created for him, wasn't it?
No, ma'am.
You wanted him to get the job, though, didn't you? You recommended him for the job, right?
I appointed him for the job, yes, I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. You appointed him to
Yes,
the job
ma'am.
of special assistant.
Yes, ma'am.
He was not even a member of ALAS, was he?
I don't think he was a member, no.
He was simply your contact at the district for ALAS, wasn't he?
He worked alongside me, yes, he did.
You were the president, however. You held a rank. You held an office, isn't that
I
true?
was given the honor to be elected, yes, ma'am.
And when John Lorenzo's hard drive was deleted or erased, and there was that meeting in your office, sir, you'd agree with me that John Lorenzo was upset that his LPS, his Lawrence Public School District materials, were erased. Isn't that true?
His files, he said his files.
And one of the files he specifically talked about was the fact that the new high school, the high school that you got open, was going to be opened up, and he had all the materials on there for that, right?
He had everything on there, yes, ma'am.
And certainly, this was going to be a big event. This $100 million, 6-building campus is going to be opening up, and those materials were on that computer. Isn't that true?
The opening of that event was October of 2007. The incident happened then a little later than that, so he still had access. The school opened in October of 2007, the high school.
But you'd agree with me, sir, that there were very important school documents on Mr. Lawrence's computer that you certainly wouldn't want to be erased.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And you'd agree with me, sir, that Mark Rivera had no special powers. He reported to you. Isn't that true?
Yeah, pretty much.